Hey there, I'm Tony Copel. This is The Uplift. We got a great show for you, a great cast of characters as well. Among them, these. A little girl raising money to honor her late mother gets a whole lot more than she ever expected thanks to her caring community. Also, a kid who used his hard-earned money to help others gets a big honor for his good deeds. Also, a veteran inspired to turn his business into a place to support others who have served our country. Plus, three inspiring stories from David Begnaud, from a man who defied the odds after being told he would never run again, to a little girl inspired to foster animals. All of that and more heartwarming videos. You know what you're watching, The Uplift. Hey there, welcome to The Uplift, the show that lifts you up for at least the next 30 minutes, you, and I like to say me as well. And we are going to begin with an update from Steve Hartman. He recently interviewed a little girl who started a lemonade stand when she could afford a tribute for her late mother. That was the goal. What she received, well, that stand was comfort by the cupful.
A lot of kids in America want to run a lemonade stand, but not many feel like they have to. 8-year-old Emery Johnson started her business after a terrible, nightmare morning.
I woke up with the worst news of my life.
As we first reported a few months ago, Emery's mother, Carly, died unexpectedly at the age of 29. She was a single mom, and Emery's everything.
We go see Mommy?
Which is why she couldn't understand, first time she went to the cemetery with her grandmother Jennifer, why everyone else got giant granite headstones, but her mom, just this tiny metal one.
Did that bother you? Why?
Because it felt like she was being left out.
Her grandma tried to explain how they couldn't afford a headstone right now.
She had tears in her eyes and wanted to help.
So she did the only thing that she could think of to raise money.
Yes.
I made a lemonade stand.
A lemonade stand to pay for her mother's headstone. At first, she didn't make mention of her cause.
Thank you.
But word got out.
Thank you.
And before long,
Thank you.
Emery says it seemed like just about everyone here in Scottsboro, Alabama was thirsty for lemonade. The price was $1.
Thank you.
But she says people liked it so much,
How many cups do you want?
they often paid more.
Thank you. The most that we got for one cup of lemonade was $300.
For lemonade?
Yeah, for one cup.
Whoa!
After we first told this story, a local monument company installed a headstone for free. So the money she raised, more than $17,000, can now all go into savings for when she's older.
But more importantly, Emery has taken that lemon life handed her and squeezed out hope.
Her comment was when all these people came, she couldn't believe so many people cared for her and loved her mommy.
They always say it takes a village to raise a child, but sometimes it also takes a village to mourn a mom. Folks around here take that role seriously, offering Emery comfort by the cupful and all the love she can drink.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Steve Hartman, on the road, in Scottsboro, Alabama.
Thank you, Steve. From strength to strength we go, because coming up, 3 stories from David Begnaud, including one about a man told by doctors he would never run again. He just kept on proving them wrong.
Never give up. You are more powerful than you realize. And truly, when you connect your mind and your heart, anything is possible.
We take you now to a farm near our nation's capital that was originally inspired by a bakery with a mission to help those who have served our country. Here's Michelle Miller.
That's where they store honey and pollen.
At Fields for Valor Farms in Brandywine, Maryland. Hi, ladies. Commitment is key.
How hard is it to catch a chicken?
Well, it depends. You do have to commit to it. There you go. Nice.
That wasn't so hard, was it?
Peter Scott founded this farm to grow produce for hungry veterans. But the idyllic setting is far from the battlefields he was trained for.
You right, Pete?
I joined the Army in 1999. I was stationed to Germany. Went to Afghanistan, where I was attached to Special Forces teams as a counterintelligence agent.
Here is Afghanistan. This is where I live.
When he came back, Scott found it difficult to leave the front lines behind.
It caught up with me. It wasn't until after we had our child that I started having some flashbacks. I was having flashbacks related to small children crying. Combination of just really late at night, taking care of a baby and just disappearing into a place.
It's happening while you're wide awake.
Yeah.
How did you learn to cope with it?
Well, I went to an inpatient program for PTSD. Took some time off. I started beekeeping. I started gardening. Anything that would just sort of keep me in the present moment.
A friend told Scott about an entrepreneurship program for veterans at a bakery in Washington, D.C. It was a chance to turn his passion for farming into something more.
Fields for Valor Farms was born out of the program. I asked at the counter, I was like, hey, I'm a veteran. Somebody told me about the program. Could I talk to anybody? And Megan Ogilvie came down.
These are sugar cookies.
It's at that same counter where we met Megan Ogilvie, Dog Tag's CEO.
Oh, you got involved there. You got real involved.
Ogilvie was drawn to Dog Tag's mission, having been raised in a military family. Today, she runs the 5-month-long program that's taught vets like Scott how to translate battle skills into business and life skills.
It's black and white in the military. They tell you where to live, they tell you when to move, they tell you what to wear, how to wear it, and that's why it's so efficient, right? And then you move out, and now you're wearing a blazer, and you're at a job fair, and that identity is gone.
I had lost my sense of community.
Nana Obioha was one of hundreds to go through the program's business and storytelling classes and mindfulness trainings as well.
Every veteran that I met in my cohort had different stories, different backgrounds, different jobs, but we were the same through service, right? Having that shoulder to lean on was super beneficial in picking up my pieces.
Picking up the pieces. That's exactly what former Army helicopter pilot Ann Barlieb was after when she joined, following a divorce, health issues, and ultimately a suicide attempt. She says Dog Tag helped her accept her physical limits while embracing what still made her, her.
Megan with her cheery, come on, have a seat down here in this booth. Come and sit down with us. I can't remember the words she used, and it doesn't even matter because she is who she is, and this program is what it is. She said, you can't do this. But here's what we see. You're a brilliant writer. You give wonderful advice. She told me the truth, but she didn't make me feel alone in a truth that was hard to accept.
Oh man, that was, I hope this is not, I feel totally insufficient. The fact that I just get to be part of this is it's a gift, and not everyone gets the opportunity to really find their calling. Every day I show up, I get to feel that, and how fortunate am I?
Michelle, thank you very much. Coming up, meet a teen from Time Magazine's Kid of the Year list, what he did for others that has made him stand out. We will tell you after the break. Plus, a dog lost for 505 days no longer has to be alone, all because of a community effort to rescue her. For more than 500 days, 505 to be exact, the family in Massachusetts wondered where their dog was after she ran away. Well, with the help of the community, that mystery was finally solved. Here's CBS Boston's Mike Sullivan.
Do you want some cheese? Few dogs refuse cheese, but few have been through what she has.
Gracie, you want to try?
Before this dog became known as Gracie, she was Roxy, a girl on the run for almost 2 years.
555 days since she's been inside, so this is all new to her again.
Gracie has had a long journey that started in the woods of Tennessee. She lived in multiple homes before finally finding a family in Worcester, but she was only there a few days.
Dog went missing, but was roaming right like across the street from where they lived.
Bernice Jarrow is with Missing Dogs Massachusetts. She's been trying to corral Gracie ever since the moment she first spotted the dog.
And I thought, okay, if we can get her to settle, this shouldn't hopefully be too bad. But that was a silly thing to think.
Bernice believes she may have been hit by a car. In May, a neighbor noticed Gracie limp by her home several times. She told Bernice to set up in her yard.
We thought this would be the perfect location for a kennel trap.
It took 3 months for it to work.
Oh, there we go. Here's the good girl.
Now she is with Shelley Dupree, a foster with Paws New England. Gracie has been hiding, but never barking.
So she doesn't eat this, we just put it back.
Gracie will be the 38th dog Shelley has fostered. Each is up on a wall.
We have Frank, who spent the first 2 years of his life on a chain.
Gracie will be the latest photo, but it may take time.
Is this a scenario where you think that she will be adopted by someone, or are you just is it gonna be impossible for you to let her go?
Oh yeah, no, I will let her go. I am a small part in her journey.
A small part toward her forever home. In Watertown, I'm Mike Sullivan, WBZ News.
From strength to strength, once again, when he was just 10 years old, Dom Pecora asked his mom for a very expensive bike. Instead of buying it for him, she used it as an opportunity to teach him the value of a hard-earned dollar. Dom ended up learning a whole lot more. Now he is on Time's Kid of the Year list. Well, Keisha Bailey talked with him.
So what a pleasure it is to be inside Dom Fixes Bikes, where he really does do more than fix bikes and make repairs. Joining us is Dom Pecora, who's an entrepreneur as well as a philanthropist. So Dom, tell us, how did all of this get started?
So it started when I was 10 on a really, really nice, expensive mountain bike. And my mom wanted to really show me how much $3,000 really meant.
The bike was $3,000.
Yep. So I just started fixing bikes outside my house to raise some money, and then people saw the story, would donate here, would donate there, and then a couple months I got my bike and I kept going. So that year, by the end of the year, I had a couple $1,000s saved up, and I went to my mom. I was like, hey, let's go buy brand new bikes for kids for Christmas.
Oh, wow.
So we bought 6 bikes that year. Following year we did 9, and then 27 was the first year we were a nonprofit, and we moved into a 1-car garage in Paoli. And then last Christmas, we did 121, and that was here.
Wow, so you went from a 1-car garage to now opening a brand new storefront, which is absolutely beautiful, by the way. Kind of give us like a little mini tour.
Yeah, so over here we have, bikes in for repair, some are donations. On the wall, we have a mural that has been painted by a lot of community members, so that was the original logo, and then we have a bike park, which I'm trying to get in my township.
Wow, that's a pretty huge initiative. Now, we can't just skip over that. That's really kind of what the mural is as well, symbolizing a bike park. Why is that important?
Yeah, so biking has always been like a way to kind of, be free, gives me a sense of freedom. And so I want a lot of people to experience that as well.
Yeah, and one of the things that we can't not talk about is that you are also on the list of honorees for Time Kid of the Year. Congratulations to you. How did that even come about?
Yeah, so I was actually sitting at the bike shop. My mom came in and she's like, Tom wants to do an interview. And I was like, who is Tom? But figured it out, she explained it to me. And then how it was explained to me by Time is they pick a couple thousand kids and they interview them all, and then they just pick 5 or 6 kids to be, like the Kid of the Year, and then there's one, and then you have a couple honorees.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on your success, and for you to only be 15 in the 10th grade, I mean, you got still a little bit of time left with us. Yep. What's next?
So next is hiring a full-time mechanic, opening the shop full-time. And then just kind of seeing where the wind takes me.
Well, Keisha, thank you very much. Love that story. Coming up in a moment, David Begnaud has not 1, not 2, but 3 powerful stories with inspiring people, including a man who proves that age is only a number, never too late to pursue your dreams.
I've never known, David, where life will take me, to be honest. I never knew I would be here. I never knew I'd be a policeman. I never knew anything I was going to do. But I want to encourage my grandkids, my great-grandkids, people that are older people, younger. You can do it, and there's many ways.
Viewers have been writing letters to our David Begnaud, sharing stories of inspiration. And after sifting through those letters, David chose not one, not two, but three powerful stories to share.
And these are stories that come right to our Dear David inbox. First up, Samia reached out and said, "Dear David, I want to tell you about an awe-inspiring story about a man that once you hear about him, his story might go viral." It was 2009. A tumor was found on Ian Bowen's spine. Doctors at the Mayo Clinic in Minnesota told him, "We need to go in and remove a piece of it to determine if it's cancer. But the process could paralyze you." Ian said, "Go get it." Turns out it was not cancer, but a treatable nerve disease. Still, Ian woke up paralyzed from the chest down. His doctors said maybe he'd learn to walk again with crutches, but he'd probably never run again. Ian thought there's no way. He persisted and began years of unbelievably intense work to beat the odds. Flash to 2022. Ian ran a marathon 13 years after he was paralyzed.
It was joy, it was elation, it was happiness, but it was also, I think I want to do this again. But I want to run it faster.
And that is exactly what he did. In May, he ran another marathon right near the Mayo Clinic where doctors removed a piece of that tumor. And get this, the medical team that treated Ian all those years ago was at the finish line to surprise him.
Never give up. You are more powerful than you realize. And truly, when you connect your mind and your heart, anything is possible.
Now to Texas, Karen wrote in and said, "Dear David, there's a story about a former Houston cop who ran out of things to read during COVID and decided to finish his undergraduate degree 50 years after he first started it."
This is not a burden for me. This is a pleasure.
Charles Simmons.
When he walked across the stage at Texas A&M Central Texas in May, Chuck Simmons became the oldest graduate in school history at 79 years old. He got his degree in criminal justice. Now he's taking master's courses in Homeland Security. He plans to volunteer his time as a court-appointed special advocate for neglected or abused children.
I've never known, David, where life will take me, to be honest. I never knew I would be here. I never knew I'd be a policeman. I never knew anything I was going to do. But I want to encourage my grandkids, my great-grandkids, people that are older people, younger. You can do it, and there's many ways.
Y'all know I love finding the heroes in everyday people, right? Yes. That was the subject line of the email that we actually got from Amy, who wrote, "Dear David, you have to know about this little girl from Louisville, Kentucky. She has been an all-star volunteer for the city's Department of Animal Services for 3 years. And get this, she's only 6 years old." Naomi is a real animal lover, from puppies to goats.
This one's so cute.
But her specialty is kittens, and her favorite part is snuggling. Naomi has cared for at least 71 foster kittens since she first started volunteering at the Louisville Metro Animal Services in Kentucky when she was only 3 years old. And here's why this story is so special. Naomi was a foster child herself before her family adopted her in 2020. Amy, who submitted this story to us, said Naomi had to learn that letting a foster go is hard. But by fostering them, she gave them a chance to survive and find their forever family, too.
David Begnaud, finding the heart in every story, and that is our show. We hoped we found the heart and touched yours. I hope it brightened your day. I hope it lifted you up. If for some reason it didn't, reruns are free. Always will be. press play again. Oh, I'm gonna find some good news.